Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wpial High School predictions for this week. It's week 2 of the Wpial season. I'm Mason Sapesky, your host. Tonight we'll be predicting a select few Wpial games as I've done the past 2 weeks with you guys. It's been a fun season so far. We've had some great games, some great contests here in high school football in the area. And welcome to another Friday night of high school football here with you guys. So I'm eager to be doing this with you, and let's get started. First off, we have the South Fayette Lions against the Montour. I think they're the Spartans against Montour. This will be a really close, interesting game. I believe it'll come down to the wire, but I think Montour is the stronger team right now, and I think Montour is going to pull out this win. Next up, we have the McKeesport Tigers and the Bell Vernon Leopards. This will be another very good football game down in Bell Vernon. Both these teams are very talented. Bell Vernon, of course, as I've said before, I think, they are the defending PIAA Class 4A, I want to say 4A state champions. Got a really good football team there going. They have Penn State commit. I forget his name off by heart, but I think he's a senior this year, but they have Penn State commits on that team. That's a very talented team. I'm going to pick Bell Vernon tonight to barely edge out McKeesport. I think I predicted earlier 31-24. So if that's what I had, that's what I'm going to stick with. Tonight we have another interesting game up in Murraysville, Pennsylvania, between the Connellsville area Falcons and the Franklin Regional Panthers. This will be an interesting game for more than one reason. Connellsville football is 2-0 for the first time in a long time. They beat my Hempfield area Spartans last week, and then they beat the Albert Gallatin Patriots the week before. So the Connellsville Falcons are 2-0. If they can win this game, they can possibly be making some noise in terms of the playoffs and a possible playoff push from Connellsville, which I know they're very much looking forward to returning to the playoffs down there. Franklin Regional comes into this game 1-1. And the reason this one is interesting because they've played 2 games so far too. One game against Thomas Jefferson High School, who they lost to, I think it was like 43-7. And then last week they were locked in with a tight battle with the Greater Latrobe Wildcats, who my Hempfield Spartans play again tonight. It's a home game for us, but I will be elsewhere unfortunately, so you won't see me there, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's going to be a fun game tonight in Murraysville. I think I'm going to have to go with Franklin Regional, though, winning this one. It's going to be a really, really, really tight game, but I think Franklin Regional is going to win this one. Next up, we have Derry at Southmoreland. This will be a very good game tonight. Derry defeated Greensburg-Salem last week, 26-21. They lost to Latrobe the week before. Southmoreland, surprisingly, is 2-0. Sorry to burp again. Why is it so often I burp on these videos? But anyway, Southmoreland is 2-0. This is awesome for them, too. Both them and Connellsville. It's good to see them starting the year 2-0. So it would be nice for the Scotties of Southmoreland to improve to Freno, and I think they will do that. I'm going to take Southmoreland in this one. This is the school I just talked about a couple minutes ago in the Franklin Regional predictions. We have the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars hosting the West Mifflin Titans tonight in Jefferson Hills. I think that's where TJ is, to be honest with you. This is going to be a closer game than most people think it will be, but I still believe that the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars will pull out this victory. Give me TJ. Upper St. Clair at Baldwin. This will be another good game in Baldwin, PA, Baldwin Whitehall. So this will be a good game for sure. Upper St. Clair is 2-0 after barely beating the Norwin Knights, I think 24-21 in their week 0 matchup. And then they beat North Hills last week pretty convincingly. I forget the exact score, but it was pretty convincingly. Baldwin comes into this game 1-1. They defeated Brassear in week 1. And I think they lost to TJ last week, Thomas Jefferson last week. So this will be definitely an interesting game. I'm going to have to go with the Upper St. Clair Panthers, though, winning this one. Next up, we have the Plum Mustangs against the Sailor Area Titans. Plum so far is 2-0. I really want to see them win this game because if you guys didn't know, a couple weeks back, it's actually a month ago, it'll be a month ago tomorrow, but there was a home explosion in Plum. A home exploded and it killed a couple people in the explosion. My thoughts go out to the Plum community as they go through this difficult time. And it's good to see them be 2-0. It's a nice little thing for the community to come together and rally together around this team after the terrible event that happened there on August the 12th. So it's good to see them be 2-0. However, unfortunately, for me and for them, I don't think Plum's going to beat Sailor tonight. I'm really hoping Plum does win. I'm really hoping they do have a good season because they need something to be able to rally behind together after the terrible event that happened there. Similar to what happened in Buffalo last year. Obviously, it was a tough year in Buffalo from the shooting at the supermarket store in Buffalo back in May of 2022. Then they had that terrible snowstorm back in December, right before Christmas. Then they had DeMar Hamlin obviously collapsed and his recovery story. And then the football team as a whole rallied the community, kept the community together. I'm very hopeful that Plum's football team could do the same thing and keep that community together because the community is suffering. So I'm really hoping that Plum can win this game tonight. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Sailor's going to win this game. Penn Hills plays Pine Richland in tonight's game of the week. This is going to be a very, very good game to watch tonight. Penn Hills comes into this one 2-0. They beat Seneca Valley. They beat Norwin. This is a good football team. They're ready to compete in Class 5A. That's for sure. Pine Richland, they started 1-1. They beat, I think, Kiski last week, and then they lost to some prep school the week before in Lake Zero. This is another very good football team. This is definitely going to be one of the biggest classes in Class 5A this year. That's for sure. In the end, though, I think the Pine Richland Rams are the stronger team. They're the better team. They have much more to play for. They don't want to fall to 1-2. They're not going to fall to 1-2. Give me Pine Richland in this one. Anyway, that's all for high school WPIAL football predictions for tonight. I will have more on the WPIAL high school football recap show tomorrow morning that will be posted. Tomorrow we will have that. We'll also have my college football predictions, my pick game day to prepare for the game against the Cincinnati Bearcats, and also a PIP post-game show discussing the game against the Cincinnati Bearcats. That's all I have for you guys tonight. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Enjoy the WPIAL football action. Peace.